I wish we could go to space. What? Where are we? What's going on? Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is rocket time. This is the beginning of my Kerbal Space Program Kethane mod series. So this is how I'm going to build our first satellite that's going to go in orbit around Kerbin. Start out with this little probe core. This one is a non-manned core that's just, you know, just a probe for like a probe, just like a electric satellite. So I'm going to throw on the sides of it a couple of these little support things. You know, I actually don't really need those. Let's do these small ones, just to give a little space in between here. See, I hit the X key. You can see down over here, X changes the symmetry mode. That's, you know, equal on both sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 6, and 8 sides, or just 1. But I'm gonna do 2 because I want it to be equal on both sides. Put it right in the middle there, bam, just like that. Now I want to throw the biggest solar panels I can on it, because why not? Boom, giant solar panels. You'll see once they get deployed, they stick out probably way over to here, if not further. Then I want to throw, since this is going to be checking for Kethane on Kerbin, I want to throw this little guy on there. Oh, back down to 1, just like that. Right on the top in the middle. Nice. Not quite in the center. There, close enough. Alright. So then I also use the the Kerbal Engineer mod, which will, you know, I can just strap this little computer unit on the front here, and it gives me information on it. Nothing really useful at the moment. But now, this will probably be our final satellite. I don't think we need to put anything else on it. This should be good enough to get all the information we need. Well, maybe I should throw some communications on it. Throw these little antennas. Do 4 of them. And holding the shift key allows you to make more fine movements as far as like rotation and stuff. So I'm going to bring these guys down like that. That way when they deploy, they're not sticking straight up, they're a little angled. It looks kind of cooler. So now, throw some structure, throw this thing there. Oh, first, actually, we need to put in this decoupler. This will allow us to, you know, break off parts of our rocket. So we'll start, here's the decoupler, and we'll throw on this structural unit. Now we need, up here we've got the propulsion. So we need to throw on a rocket. I'm going to start with this small guy and throw, that's the fuel. This is the fuel tank. We'll strap on this engine. We'll land right onto the bottom. See, we got some information now. It tells us our delta V, which is the amount of acceleration that we have like given to us here. With this amount of fuel and this tank, I guess 1,650 meters per second of delta V. And we need way more than that to get out of the atmosphere and into orbit. So let's slide this guy up. Come back down here. We need another decoupler, because this is going to be a separate stage. So under structural, decoupler, bam, throw that guy in there. See, it gives us fairings and everything too. Now we're going to throw more fuel tanks. We're going to use these bigger guys. We're going to use 2 of these. And then another rocket. Let's see. I want to use this guy there. Alright. So now our first set of rockets, first rocket here with the fuel here, gives us 2,347 meters per second of delta V, and the next stage gets to 1650, totaling out at 3998. That's still not enough to get us into orbit. So I'm going to throw on some boosters on the side of it. If I strap 4 of these guys on here... Oh, they have radial decouplers that go on the side. Like that. I actually want the ones that stick out a little bit further. Feel a little bit safer with that. There. And throw this solid booster there. Now, as you see down over here, this is our staging down in the bottom right here. As it stands right now, when we first launch, it will only launch the boosters. Then it will break off the boosters. Then it will launch the main engine here. Then it will break off those tanks and use the next engine. And eventually breaking it all off and just leaving the satellite in space. Well, first thing we need to do is we need to have the main rocket here, and the boosters launching at the same time. There. Now everything down here will all launch at the same time, giving us a total, well, starting our Delta V off at 2257, and giving us an extra 1624 once we break off the boosters. And then once we break it off here, we'll be up to another 1650, giving us a total of 5531. This might be enough to get us into orbit. If we can get into orbit with this, it'll be just barely. So for now, we'll strap on these little nose cones on there, and space tape. These are called struts. They kind of hold everything together. It's definitely okay to overuse struts. They don't weigh very much. They weigh 0.05. I'm assuming kilograms. But they're used to strap stuff together like that. So we'll strap those together, and then we'll do one from like here up to there. It'll cause our ship to be a little more stable as we're heading up. Only one more thing that we need that I want to throw on here is some winglets. Throw on these deluxe ones. Strap them right on there like that. That allows me to have a little more control as I'm going up. Oh! That actually reminds me, I forgot a very, very important piece of equipment. Under control here, we've got these inline reaction wheels and the advanced stabilizer. So the advanced one, or the reaction wheel, is just a reaction wheel. It adds torque at the cost of electricity. Whereas if we do the advanced stabilizer, it has a series of spinning discs going very fast to generate the torque necessary. It's a better system to use. You see the torque is 20, whereas this, I guess the torque on here is 20 as well. What is the difference? It does not appear there's much difference between them aside from weight, but once you use them, you find out real quickly that the advanced one is way better. Alright, everything's strapped in. Let's see if we can get this guy into space. Oh, let's name him. Kethane Scanner Mark 1. Save, and let's go to launch. Isn't that beautiful? In this launch process, I'm going to have to manually break off the boosters and whatnot. Oh, we are going way too fast. Way too fast. I guess there's nothing I can do about that because the boosters are the ones causing me to go so fast. If you go too fast, you actually lose speed due to air drag. Wow. Alright, start our gravity burn. Get our gravity turn set. There we go. I'm just going to get this in a basic equatorial orbit at 90 degrees. See, I've got the flight engineer stats over here. I have a couple other mods running. I've got the alarm clock mod, which allows me to set once we get more stuff going on. I will have alarms set for when we can go to other planets. I also have the manifest, the crew manifest mod, which allows me to transfer crew from one place to another in ships, as long as the ships are connected. I also have the universe replacer, which anybody that plays this game would probably notice right away looking into space and seeing how beautiful it is. It does normally look really good, but normally not this good. Alright, we're just about getting to our point where we can cut our engines. We need our apoapsis, which is the highest part of our orbit. We need our apoapsis to be at about between 75 and 80. Definitely needs to be over 70, because 70 is where the atmosphere starts in Kerbin. Kerbin is, of course, the planet we are leaving. It is the Earth analog. Once we get to the light side, you can see how beautiful it is, especially with the universe replacer. Alright, our engine died out, so let's pop out our next engine. Let's go! Look at that, wasn't that just sexy? Look, we pushed that away like it was nothing. Alright, boom. We got our apoapsis 85. Not bad. So now, if I hit the M key, it brings up our orbital map. You can see, there's Kerbin. Look how beautiful it is. And that's AP, that's our apoapsis. That's the highest part of our orbit. That is when we will have a 0 vertical velocity, and is the best time to do any of our moves in space. So I'm going to click right here and add a maneuver. This is the prograde marker. It indicates, you know, burning to go faster in this direction. Retrograde is moving the opposite direction, will slow down your ship and reduce your orbit, where prograde will increase your orbit. These are the normal and anti-normal adjustments here. The normal one will move your angle of your orbit in a more northerly manner, whereas the anti-normal will go in a more southern manner relative to how you are standing, or where you are. And then there is these two, which I don't remember what they're called, but they allow you to shift your orbit over. It'll try to keep the same general size of your orbit and just move it. So let's see. So we want to try to get our orbits pretty even here. 71. No, that's not working very well. So let's slide this. See, on the apoapsis, it makes a huge difference. If I can get these both at 85-ish. Like there. Close enough. That's a pretty circular orbit. So now, if we pop this guy up here, you see we have this information. The burn that the prograde burn that we are about to do is estimated to take about 8 seconds based on the fuel that we have, based on the power of our engine. And the node we are to burn, the node is in T-minus 48 seconds, 47 seconds. The best way to burn in Kerbal Space Program is when your T-minus is half of your burn time. So when the node is T-minus 4 seconds away, I will begin burning, and that will get us, hopefully, an equal burn on either side of the node. I can adjust right now over to the burn node. The blue one is the marker. That's where we're going to be burning to. Alright, I'm going to pull it out of map mode so we can watch this burn happen. 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. And done. Let's check our orbit. Alright, looks like our periapsis isn't quite where we want it to be. Let's burn a little bit, see if we can get that thing closer to the 85 mark. There. That's what we want. Perfect. Perfect. Amazing. Now if we look at our orbital information, our orbital display on our flight engineer, you can see we are a little a little bit of an inclination. That's fine. 0.129709 degrees is not a whole lot. It's still pretty good. So let's get out of the map mode. Let's burn till we, well, not burn. Now all we need to do is we need to kick off our engines. So I'm going to point myself prograde, and it should basically kick the engines off backwards behind me and hopefully into the atmosphere. Alright. So there it slowly drifts away. We are now our own entity in space. As you see, I do not have a battery on this because I've got the giant solar panels. So let's extend these solar panels. It's not going to be super useful for us right now because we're on the dark side of the planet. I feel like I should have put a battery on this thing just to keep it, so make sure that it's, you know, working when it's nighttime and when we're on the dark side of the planet. Alright, point the scanner down and turn on the scanner. There, scanning. You're bleeping, blip, blip. Let's expand our communitrons. Don't tell me you're locked. Why are you locked? Oh, because we're out of battery now. Alright, so we just gotta wait for us to get to the light side of the planet. Luckily in this game, they have a time warp function. It's default set to the period and the comma key. Period being accelerates in time and comma being decelerate in time. So let's accelerate till we're on the light side of the planet. Sunrise should be coming. It's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Here it comes. Here comes the sunrise. I'm gonna slow us down so that we come across it a little slower. There she comes. The beautiful sun. There we go. Look at that. How beautiful we are silhouetted against that sun. So I'm gonna turn us, oops, not that way, this way. So we're pointing down at the planet. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of our Kerbal Space Program Kethane mod series. Thank you for watching. I am Golgothan, and I will see you next time.